So we're back again with Jaz, oops, and I've decided to use my spring clamp on it, and it actually worked. It was quite a bit of a fiddle getting it, oops, what was that? Bit of a fiddle actually getting it on the spring, but now it's on there. Hopefully it'll be safer and easier to work with when I reassemble it. And this movement, I've taken the balance wheel out now so it didn't smash around the place. But it's been running like that inside a pot, and upside down, and on its side, in all different angles, overnight, and it's been running pretty much non-stop pretty well. I haven't tested it for timekeeping, but I'll do that once I've got the alarm in. It's really the last step. So now the spring clamp's on and I've let down the power again, which I've done off camera, I can pretty safely say that we can now start to reassemble the rest of the movement. So I'll just get this stuff out there. And I'll zoom in a bit. There we go. So I'm going to just get this apart again. If anyone out there is a specialist in the brand Jaz, or just knows about these French clocks, I'd really be interested to know if there's anything special about this one being red, because there's a website about Jaz, more than any other French clocks I think, and they have a lot of information on these models, and I have only ever seen one other red Modic on the internet of that age. There are red ones from the later 30s when they changed the design a bit. I think 1936, but for this one from 1931, I can't find another one that isn't nickel plated, unless this one used to be and someone modified it in some way. But it's been painted on the actual brass instead of I think it's brass, and it's been nickel plated usually, but this one is just brass with paint on top. But it might have just been another option that didn't hang on for long, or just wasn't very popular. I don't know. So let's get these out there. And you can see the spring is nice and compact with the power down, which is great. So I'll try and use this spring clamp as much as I can. I only have one, so I can't do the alarm too. But I'll need one of them as well. And then we can continue with the thing now. So one of the most difficult things about these alarm clocks is doing the order of the alarm setting shaft correctly. Because usually there's some sort of arrangement of washers and springs and stuff, and a lot of the time when you get a second-hand clock like this one, or one that's not working, someone has lost some parts or washers and stuff's missing, and it doesn't have the same tension as it usually does. And I would normally draw a diagram of this, but I've actually got the footage thanks to these videos for reference. So I'm just going to have to go from memory, because I can't watch the video and record at the same time. Go from memory about how to get this back together. Just noticed something I forgot to clean, which is the track for the alarm. There we go. So I know that goes in there. So that'll be like that, I presume. And then there'll be a washer. On there. And then I think the spring goes next. Like that. And then the plate. And then another washer. And then a little pin. so I'll have to remember that. But for now, let's do the more, I don't know, important stuff, I guess. So, where's the stuff? The springs. Good to start with the springs, I think. I think this is right, isn't it? Yeah. So much easier when there's nothing bouncing around all over the place. Although getting the clips off when it's assembled might be quite difficult. I don't know. Let's get the alarm in there as well. Get it latched onto the middle as best as I can. Right, that's one spring. That's the other one. I'll start with the alarm stuff first. Another thing with these ones is it's hard to know which way up they go, because if the pinion's right in the middle, it's not immediately obvious, well, not to me anyway, about which way it should go. So I have to work backwards and say the hammer goes there. I think it goes there. I think the hammer goes there. So therefore this will be at the bottom and this will be at the top. So therefore this will be at the top. Hopefully that logic works out. And already I'm doubting it because of the clicks on top of the barrels. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, I'm just going to check the internet of an image of another one of these movements, because I want to get this right the first time, otherwise it's going to be a real pain reassembling it. Okay, so you can see here that there is the wheel with the flat side on the top, not the pinion. I don't know why it just doesn't feel right when I do it. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to go with the flow. So that'll go there, and that'll go there. Probably do this in the actual view of the camera. For some reason my light's not going very far. Okay, that's good. I think that's right. Just focus the camera on it. Yeah, it's just because this is tilted because of the spring. Alright, I've got a bit more faith now. So this goes probably under there. Or something awkward like that. I think it does. Just not underneath. I think it goes like that. That's slightly easier. Yeah, that makes sense, because now the little springy thing at the bottom, that little black thing moving up and down, that engages pretty well. So that's the alarm done, I think. Ooh, that came out of position. Right, now to go on to the time. So I'll get a couple of these in, then I'll probably put the plates on a bit before I carry on with the rest, just to save stuff falling out. So I'll do these two because this one's got a long shaft and it's going to be a pain to put in. Probably had models with second hands on them. Okay. Bit more camera focus, there we go. So I'll put the plate on now. And what about this? I think I can put that in, slip it in afterwards. Right, so that'll go there. This is quite the fiddly bit, getting the plates on. So if I start by getting this spring in on the left, actually I'm going to do what I did with the other video and move the tripod up. I haven't done this much before, may as well do it again, because it's quite a good feature I haven't really taken advantage of properly. There we go. New way of doing things. Okay, so that's the things in. So I'll just push them over the pillars. Alright, I think we're getting somewhere. Annoyingly, these spring arbors have got little shoulders on them, so you need to push them down over there, which is something I keep forgetting. Right, I'll just focus on this end. Get everything in its holes. There's my screwdriver. Does this light help? No, because the camera darkens it all. Bits of epoxy resin on my screwdriver. Right, so that's good. Oh, it's because of this arbor's not in its right place. It will be. Actually, I'll put this key on a bit just to get a bit of a handle on the thing, so I can now. There we go. There's no everything. No, everything's moved. Typical. So that goes there. I do need to improve this lighting somehow, because I can see it's very dark on the camera. And I've got the overhead light on, but the light's coming from there. And so I don't actually have any kind of... I don't know, I'll try this light again. I don't know how much of a... No, it just makes everything dark. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Oh well. I can see my camera storage only lets me record 31 minutes and 34 seconds of this video total, so if I go over that I have to put this into two parts. Let's see if I can get it done in one. I might have to pause the video at some point and pause the recording. Great, so we got that done. So I'll put these nuts on pretty loosely. Actually, not those ones, these ones. Just so it doesn't fly off. So I can do the spring stuff later. Now, quick test. Does it run? Oh yes. Okay, so now for, get the tweezers, the escape wheel, which goes this way. In fact, to save time, I've done this on the last video, haven't I? I've done these exact same bits, so I'll get back when the rest of this is assembled. Okay, I was about to put the balance wheel in, but then I realised, actually, one sec. That's better. I was about to put the balance wheel in, then I realised, hang on a minute, this angle's better. I'm going to keep it this angle from now on. No more overhead. Ow, what was that? Balance wheel. I realised I haven't shown this. I was about to forget it actually, so I'm going to put this in and try and work out where on earth it goes. Okay, that goes in there. That makes sense, doesn't it? Because that's where the button goes. But then we've got this little brass spring. And I think that wraps around there a couple of times and then hooks onto the pillar. But how I'm going to get that on the pillar, I don't know. Oh, I think I'm doing it. Maybe it was actually quite easy. Is this springy enough? I think it is. Okay, that was easier than I expected. But now comes the hard part of getting this clip off, which I'll do now, because I don't want that to get intrusive. Because I think it's going to rub up against the escape wheel if I'm not careful. But yeah, this clip's been pretty good. So now I'm a clip fan. So now this is getting looser. But I'll wind it up all the way so it's small. And then it'll be easier to take off. So now that's wound up. I can't remember how I got it on here. I think I sort of like unravelled it like that. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay, good. It'll still work. It's a bit of wear here. Can't do much about that, I'm afraid. But we'll have to cope. Because it runs, and if I oil it, it shouldn't be a problem. What's next? Alarm. So, from my experience, the order that these goes in is... Oh, there's some nasty stuff on that. I forgot to clean the motion work. I'm always forgetting something. Alright, I'll give it a quick wipe. So that goes there. Because I don't think it's supposed to oil the motion work, so dirt on it's not a huge problem. But I've cleaned it anyway. Then this. And then I think this. I'll have to find out if I'm right. So before this goes in, I'll need to somehow get a washer on there. And I know stuff's just fallen off again. I'll get a washer, like, I don't know if you can see it. Alright, the washer's on there. It's only one angle because it's all shadows. I need to rethink my lighting. Then a springy thingy. Like that. I think that should be good. Unless it doesn't go on. Okay. Right, there we go. It was a bit weird. But now, oh, I still haven't got it right. Because it's trapped between the different things. Okay, this should be... Now it's in the right position. I can swivel it round and you can see it sort of in that little semicircle. No, it's not. What am I talking about? Right, now it's in the semicircle. But I actually forgot to put these back on. Hang on. Hopefully it can still be done. Yeah. There we go. No harm done. Right, so now we've got the challenge of getting a pin through that tiny hole there with a washer. I think it'll be easiest if I put this in the alarm off position. Alarm on position rather, because now it's in the thing. So I'll have to push this down against like that. That should make it a bit easier. And I can get that washer. Oh, I can't even see that. I'll get the washer like that. I'll get the pin ready. This is going to be hard. Oh, I'll get some smaller pliers. I need to somehow push this arbor in without pushing this one in. How am I going to do that? Just looking around to see what I have. There's a spider in there. Maybe this spring. That might actually work. Okay, get the pin ready. No, but that's not pushing the thing, that's just pushing the outside. I need something hard and of some thickness. And I'm going to run out of time, so I'll just pause it. Okay, so I've got this old battery, that might work. It expired in 1994. So maybe, if it doesn't burst or something. I don't know the nature of the batteries. Okay, just need to find the hole. There it is. There we go. Almost as hard as the Bayard. Right, I'll push that in so it's even length either side. Now, will this have good tension? There we go. That's quite useful. It sure does. Tension test number 2. It does not move with the turning of the hands. Okay, so we got that done right. I'm just going to wind up the other spring because it's annoying me. Oops. And that should be enough. Now, does the alarm go off properly? Yep. Oh. Why is there no alarm? That's because it wasn't wound up enough. It's got one of those stopping arms that when the spring expands it stops the alarm. Okay, we've got that sorted too. So, now for the balance wheel. I'll just tighten up these nuts. And I think it might be a good idea to oil the balance cups before I actually put the balance wheel in. Because otherwise it's hard working around the hairspring. So, where's the oil? So I've got some oil on this screwdriver tip. So that's one oiled. And a bit more on that one. Okay, that's the other one. So hopefully this will run pretty smoothly. You've seen me put balance wheel in before. Easier to do it off camera. So I've got that in, and it looks like it's running pretty well. So now we're going to oil the rest of the pivots. And then it should be good. Not forgetting the escape wheel, of course, and the alarm. I'll do the middle pin of the balance wheel as well. I can't remember the name for it. No, it's got a name. Impulse pin, I think it's called. Right, and the escape wheel teeth. And now I think that movement should be good to go. It's got a nice healthy balance wheel swing on it. Hopefully it's running better than it was before I serviced it, otherwise it'll be a bit of a pain, but by the look of it, it's running pretty well. So I'll put it in its natural position, and we're going to run out of time very soon, like literally in a minute or two. So I'm going to end this part of the video now, part of the series, and I'll come back next time after deleting some of the footage off this camera to make some space. We're finishing this series by putting it back in the case. Did I make a rhyme there? I can't remember if I did or not.